Let's study today about an electron displacement effect in organic compound called index effect, also known as I effect. In organic compounds, the electrons will move from one part of the molecule to another part of the molecule. There is electron displacement. Electrons may change their position. So the first one, inductive effect, we are going to discuss now. This inductive effect involves not the complete movement of electron. This inductive effect involves the displacement of sigma electron. Displacement of sigma electrons. We know there are two types of covalent bond, sigma bond and pi bond. Inductive effect explains the movement of which electron? Sigma electrons. The electrons of a sigma covalent bond move from one part of the molecule to the other part. This is not complete displacement of electron. This does not involve the complete displacement, only partial. Partial displacement. Partial displacement or shifting. Displacement, or we can use the word shifting. Partially. The movement of partial displacement or partial shifting of sigma electron towards more electronegative atom. In a molecule, the partial displacement of sigma electron towards more electronegative atom of a sigma bond. So this compound should contain, for inductive effect, the molecule, organic molecule should contain a polar covalent bond, right? There should be a polar covalent bond is needed. Polar covalent bond means one of the bonded atom is more electronegative than the other. So there will be shift of electron density. One of the bond atom will be partially negative, that is the more electronegative atom which is negative partially, and the other one partially positive because of movement of electron. So presence of a polar covalent bond is the essential condition for inductive effect to operate in an organic molecule. It involves the partial displacement or partial shifting of sigma electron towards more electronegative atom of the sigma bond. So this is shown by organic compounds containing a polar covalent bond. Let us take an example. If you have a compound CCC with a substituent, let it be chlorine. So this is an organic compound. Let's write CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl. This is chloropropane. This organic compound contains carbon-chlorine bond. Carbon-chlorine bond is polar, right? Which is more electronegative, carbon atom or chlorine? We know chlorine, the halogen atom with 7 valence electron, is more electronegative than the carbon atom. So this chlorine atom has a tendency to pull the electron pair, to attract the electron pair more towards it. So this electron pair of this covalent bond will be lying more towards this chlorine atom. So what happens to chlorine? Chlorine atom acquire partial negative, not full negative charge. Only these electrons are lying closer to chlorine but is not taken away from this carbon. So this chlorine gets some negative charge, that is represented by delta, partial. Delta negative charge represents chlorine gets some partial negative charge because it is more electronegative. At the same time, this carbon atom from which this electron pair is a bit away experience partial positive character, electron deficiency. That means this carbon atom, there will be a partial positive character. That means there is charge separation. This is a polar covalent bond. So this covalent bond is polar. Now, because the CH2 carbon atom is positive partially, what happens to this pair of electron that is shared with the other CH2, middle CH2 carbon? Because this carbon atom is partially positive, this carbon atom will pull the electron. This carbon atom pull the electron shared between this CH2 carbon, the middle carbon. So that pulling of electron we show here also the pulling of electron, chlorine pull the electron pair shared with the CH2 carbon shown by putting arrows towards chlorine atom. In the middle of that sigma covalent bond, polar bond, we put arrow. And this carbon atom, because positive, pull the electron pair shared with this middle CH2 carbon atom, that's shown by drawing arrows in the bond itself. So because of this pulling, this carbon atom, the middle CH2 carbon atom also develops some partial positive charge. But the positive charge on this carbon atom will be less than the positive charge on this CH2 carbon. So which is shown by delta delta plus. Delta delta plus is less than, smaller than delta plus. Now this CH2 carbon atom, which is delta delta positive, will pull the electrons shared between the CH3 carbon. So this carbon atom also experience electron deficiency partially, which is shown by delta 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 plus. That is, here we can see this carbon Cl bond was initially polar. The other carbon-carbon bonds were non-polar actually, but due to the presence of this polar carbon-chlorine bond, what happened to the adjacent carbon-carbon bond? These carbon-carbon bonds also became polar. Charge separation. That is, this polar CCl bond induces polarity in the adjacent carbon-carbon bond. This type of polarization is called inductive effect. Carbon-chlorine polar bond induces polarity in the adjacent carbon atoms, in the adjacent carbon chain, sigma chain. This is called inductive effect. That is partial shifting only. There is no complete displacement of electron. Here sigma electrons are moving. Partial movement only, partial displacement or partial shifting of sigma electron towards the more electronegative atom. Here this chlorine atom withdraw the electrons from the sigma bonds towards it. And this CCl bond induces polarity in the adjacent carbon chain. This type of polarization caused in a non-polar carbon chain, caused in an organic compound due to the presence of a polar covalent bond is called inductive effect. And here we can see this inductive effect travel with the distance, right? It travels through the carbon chain, and it can travel up to 3 carbon atoms only. After 3 carbon atom, the effect of inductive effect disappears. This electron pulling capacity of chlorine atom diminishes after 3 carbon. Up to 3 carbon atoms only it can pull the electron towards it. And after 3 carbon atom, it has no effect. Right? So when we compare the magnitude of this positive charge on this carbon atom, which will be greatest? Maximum positive character will be in the carbon which is closest to the chlorine atom, more electronegative atom, right? So this delta plus will be greater than delta delta plus, which would be greater than delta 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 plus. So inductive effect, as you can see here, it would travel through the carbon chain up to 3 carbons and decreases with distance. When the distance from the electronegative atom increases, inductive effect decreases. Magnitude of inductive effect decreases with the distance. Only partial charges are developed on the bonded atom due to inductive effect. There is movement of sigma electron, partial movement of sigma electron. What is the essential condition? There should be a polar covalent bond in the molecule. This polar covalent bond induces polarity in the adjacent bond. Now let us discuss about the two types of inductive effect. Inductive effect, there are two types. Positive inductive effect and negative inductive effect. Positive I effect, plus I effect, we say plus I effect, and minus I effect. The example we just explained now is the minus I effect. Depending upon the ability of the substituent to withdraw or donate the electron shared in a sigma bond, there are two types of sigma bond, I effect. First one, minus, let us explain with an example. C, a carbon chain with an atom or substituent Y. Another carbon chain with a substituent different one, say X. Depending upon the nature of the substituent, depending upon the electronegativity of the substituent with respect to carbon, we have two different types of inductive effect. If the substituent or the atom attached to the carbon chain is more electronegative, here this X is more electronegative than carbon. Here Y is, the substituent Y is less electronegative compared to than carbon. Here carbon is more electronegative, here the substituent is more electronegative. So in the case of atom in which the substituent is compound in which the substituent X is more electronegative, what happens? X will pull the electrons towards X atom, making this electrons are pulled towards X atom because X is more electronegative. So X will be partially negative and this carbon atom will be partially positive. This positive carbon atom pull the electrons shared with this carbon atom adjacent and make that carbon atom also electron deficient. It carries partial positive charge shown by delta plus. Again this delta plus carbon pull the electron not with the same strength as the X or the other carbon, but it can also pull the electron from this carbon atom and this also become partially positive. Here the X atom is more electronegative. Here the sigma electrons are moved towards the more electronegative atom. Here the atom or substituent X is able to, it's more electronegative and hence it can pull the electron pair of the sigma bond towards it. This substituent is called electron withdrawing substituent. This is called electron, this X atom which is more electronegative and hence it can pull the electron pair or it can withdraw the electron pair of the sigma bond towards it is called electron withdrawing group or electron pulling group. It is abbreviated as EWG. What is EWG? Electron withdrawing group. X is more electronegative, so it can withdraw the electron pairs from the sigma bond towards it. So if the electron pair of the sigma bond is moved towards the more electronegative atom, towards the substituent, the effect is called negative inductive effect. Now here in the first case, the atom Y is less electronegative. Here carbon atom is more electronegative. So what happens to this sigma electron? The sigma electrons will be attracted more towards this carbon atom, right? the sigma electrons are attracted more towards this carbon atom because carbon atom is more electronegative. So this carbon atom will become partially negative. What happens to this Y atom? Substituent Y becomes partially positive. This negative carbon atom will push these sigma electrons away from it because it is negative. No, this electron pairs are pushed away towards the other carbon atom, making this carbon atom also negative, partially delta minus. This negative again push the electron, repel the electrons of this adjacent sigma bond a bit away towards the end carbon atom. So this carbon atom also becomes partially negative. Here see the movement of electron, it is away from the substituent, or it seems this substituent release electron towards the carbon atom. Here we have seen the substituent withdraw the electrons, sigma electron towards it. Here what do we see? Just opposite. No, here the substituent is electron, appears to be electron donating group. It donates the electron towards the carbon chain. Such a substituent are called electron donating groups. EDG, electron donating group, or electron releasing group. It releases electron towards the carbon chain. This is also inductive effect. This type of inductive effect is called plus I effect, depending upon the electronegativity of the atom or group, here X and Y. With respect to carbon, we have two types of inductive effect. If the substituent is more electronegative than carbon, or if the substituent is an electron withdrawing group, what happens? The sigma electrons of the sigma bonds are moved towards the substituent. This is called a negative inductive effect. In the case of substituent which is less electronegative than carbon, that is the substituent is electron donating group, EDG, what happens here? This substituent release electron towards the carbon atom. This is called positive inductive effect. Examples for electron donating groups. Electron donating groups examples are these electron donating groups release electron towards the carbon atom. Examples are all alkyl groups. All alkyl groups are alkyl group denoted by R. All alkyl groups are electron donating group. Example, CH3 group, methyl group, CH2 CH3 group, ethyl. Then we have CH3 CH3. This is called isopropyl. Then if we have CH3 CH3 CH3, this is tertiary butyl or any alkyl group. Alkyl groups are all electron donating groups. Another example, CH2 minus. This is an electron releasing group. Then NH2 minus, electron donating group. Another example, O minus is an electron donating group. So these are examples of electron donating. So if these groups present in a carbon chain, there occurs positive resonance effect. They release electron or donate electron towards the carbon chain, causing positive inductive effect. The examples for electron withdrawing groups are examples NF3 plus. This is an electron withdrawing group, highly electronegative nitrogen. Here the nitrogen which carry a positive charge and it is bonded to 3 fluorine atom is highly electronegative and it is electron withdrawing group. Another one NR3 with the nitrogen carrying positive charge. Then NH3 plus NO2 group is electron withdrawing. Cyano group, then aldehyde ester COOR group, acid group C double bond OOH. Then we have halogen, all halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, all halogens are electronegative, more electronegative than carbon, and hence electron withdrawing group. Then we have alkoxy group, OR group, alkoxy group, OH group, triple bond, carbon-carbon triple bond, then carbon NH2 group. All these are examples of electron withdrawing group. So if any of these groups is present in the organic compound, what happens? They withdraw the electron pairs of the sigma bond towards it and cause minus I effect.